Day 3 would have been 3 days of skateboarding in a row. I attempted to do it and well, it didn't go super well. So I'm feeling raindrops already. The other amazing piece of news is that I totally forgot my skate shoes. I don't know how that's humanly possible, but I did. And it's about to rain, so I'm going to do a little bit of skateboarding anyways. See how these running shoes feel. Not great. See how quickly we can do as many tricks as possible. Oh, I hate it. All right, so if you're wondering what the difference is between skate shoes and non-skate shoes, for people out there who aren't really aware, is that skate shoes typically have more grip on top, so they have a lot more suede typically. Running shoes don't. And then the bottom of running shoes are also slipperier, and skate shoes have a harsh sole. Also, this really bums me out because these shoes are not cheap. And just from doing a couple of tricks, I'm already leaving marks on the top. So I'm basically like, not ruining, but kind of hurting the aesthetic of shoes that were expensive for the sake of a few kickflips and ollies. So this is day 4, the sun is out, the birds are a bit annoying, but we're just gonna have to persevere. Today I wanted to talk about popping versus being gnarly. Since my lower back has been injured, I've been thinking I won't be able to skate stairs, handrails, hubbas as much, and I want to keep things closer to the ground, which I like skating anyways. It got me down this avenue of thinking that pop today and style are probably more important than gnarliness, even though for these competitions that are coming out, there's a lot of skaters who are being bred to skate these competitions, and all these competitions have the same types of obstacles, which are pretty gnarly: big handrails, big stairs. So a lot of these skaters in Japan and different countries are training specifically for that, which is why I do believe that pop and style are more important than ever. There's been this alarm going off for 5 minutes plus, so I'm gonna go in my car. I don't wanna harp on too much about this because I just really wanna skate, but with all these skaters leaning into the direction of just trying to optimize for contests, I think a lot of the people who appreciate maybe the art side of skating can actually appreciate pop and style more because it's just more alluring when everything else feels almost like white noise. So a kickflip backlip down a 10-stair rail versus a switchfoot backlip kind of all looks the same, even though they're completely different skill sets. But with someone like Tyshawn, when he does a nollie front heel or a nollie heel over a green trash can in New York going down the street, there's so much more appeal to that because it's like, wow, he's skating this really rough ground. He's in New York. Everything is aesthetic about it, especially the way he dresses as well. Which kind of leads me into the conversation of style. 95% of people think that style has something to do with clothing, and then the 5% of skateboarders who have been doing it for a long time think of style as a completely different thing. I'm sure they'll add that into the mix, but style in skateboarding typically means just the way your body moves. You could be dressed like anything, and it would still be amazing style. Like Evan Smith could wear a tuxedo when he goes and skates, and he still has good style. But the majority of people, 95% of people, even more, the people watching this, probably think that style has something to do with the way someone dresses, or the combination of the two, but usually people are transfixed by the way someone dresses. If you're at a skate park and someone who doesn't skate sees someone who dresses cool, they'll say, I like that person's style. That's what most people mean by it, but a small portion of skaters think that it means the way your body moves when doing a trick. Both will probably stand out more in the future. Now let's take the skater right now who I think is getting the most love and attention, which is Aimu Yamazaki, I think is his name. He doesn't just skate gnarly rails, stairs, any of that, really. He jumps down a decent sized amount of stairs, but most of his stuff is just how much pop he has, the way he can skate ledges, his control on relatively small obstacles. And he's a lot of people's favorite skater. A lot of people are debating that he's one of the best skaters out right now. And his clothing style is sort of on point. He's like a 90s super exaggerated version of a 90s skater. And he has a very distinct style that he's mastered since he was a very little kid. This seems way more important than somebody else in Japan who probably doesn't dress as cool or look as good on a board or has as distinctive a style, who's able to jump down the biggest obstacles and skate the biggest rails and dominate the contests. I think people are genuinely less interested in that now. And the alarm finally shut off. Now, I wouldn't consider myself gnarly at all, but I did like skating stairs. I did like pushing myself in that way once in a while. But the realization that I want to stay closer to the ground as much as possible actually led me down an avenue of excitement, thinking, well, I can just continue to get more tech, but I'm also really excited about increasing my pop. People will say that that decreases as you get older, but you can always do tricks as high as you can jump. And I've actually never been able to do really any trick besides ollies as high as I can jump. So that's sort of something I'm leaning into now, is just focusing on pop more, which is really exciting to me. We've been having about 15-minute sessions recently. Today, I'm gonna try to have some fun before going to the gym. It's been so long. Old me would have pushed it. I'm feeling it, I'm having fun. I'm like 30 minutes, let's go as hard as possible. I'm actually gonna give myself 10 more tricks, tops, on this rail. Woo! I don't usually tail slide this. I didn't like that. I feel like blunt slides would work better. Another way that I want to practice my pop as well, my foot is about to cramp, which is unfortunate, is I'm going to boost this rail up every time I skate it once my back is fully healed and my shoulder is feeling better. I'm going to boost it up all the way and then just skate it like that from now on, just to make sure that with every session, I'm increasing my pop a little bit. So this is going to be a fun journey trying to pop higher than I ever have at the age of 34, because I've never legitimately made that a priority. I've just prioritized doing as many tricks as I can rather than doing them as high as possible. And honestly, people have noticed in the past. They've been like, why don't you pop higher? Figuring it out. Call it at that. We did it. We did the flat bar. My back is getting better. I'm happy about that. I'm gonna turn it around now. We're gonna start practicing our pop a little bit. So the goal is to do 10 flip tricks over this. So not just like 180s, ollies, things like that. It's very small, but this is the way I'm gonna practice my flat rails. I have 2 of them that all adjust at different heights. I'm gonna boost this one up until it's at the highest. I'm gonna try to do basically maybe 20 flip tricks that I can do every try over it. I'll move it up, do the same 20, move it up, do the same 20, get my other flat bar that's taller, and then start scaling that up as well. And then by the end, I want to be able to do the 20 tricks over the tallest section of the flat bar. I say that now, I don't know if that's possible because the tallest section of my round bar is pretty tall. So maybe we should start with 10, even though I think I can already do 10 flip tricks over it, but this is a good practice. Good start. Whew. I haven't been skating much in the last couple of months, and my brain is immediately going, yeah, you still got exactly where you were. There's always a little bit of a training art to get back to where you were, even if it's just a day. So my brain's got to remember, you can't just switch heel, switch flip easy. You got to get up to it, but those are the next 2 tricks. Oh, that was really bad. There we go. Oh my God. This totally shows why I got so hurt trying to backside flip that 7 stair. I just don't have the trick right now. One thing that's kind of cool is on day 2, I was talking about how heel flip tricks, back heel, front heel, varial heel, how they were going to be too much pressure on my back because I'd have been low to do them. But now, they're not. Just trying a back heel felt fine. Lower back is strong. All those 8 tricks I do want to do over taller bars. Those are the ones that I can pop probably the best. In terms of flip tricks, the funny thing is when we start getting to fakie and nollie flip tricks, it's going to be easier to do a fakie 180 flip trick than it is to do a straight like fakie flip. It's just easier over stuff when you rotate because you actually don't need to go as fast and you don't need to clear as much ground. When you go straight at it, it's hard to explain. It's a big story of why it's harder, but so doing like a half calf flip, fakie 180 flip is going to be easier than a fakie direct straight flip. I like my things to have a bit of structure as well. So if you couldn't tell, we went straight through the kickflip, heel flip, then we did them switch. Then we did all the 180 regular flip tricks, frontside flip, backside flip, front heel, back heel. Now I'm gonna get into the fakie ones. So fakie 180 flip, fakie frontside flip. All the tricks I already did, regular, I'm gonna do them fakie. Out of the 4 fakie 180 flip variations, fakie front heel is by far the hardest one for pretty much anyone. If I could get this one dialed over stuff, I'd be pretty happy. Oh man, this feels good. This is so fun. It's been so long since I've just had a solid session like this. Okay, we're 12 tricks deep. I said 20 earlier. Really, it's just 5 sets of 4 different tricks. We've already done 3 sets. I'm thinking to do the same thing as nollie, but that's a lot harder. Like popping a nollie backside heel is a lot harder than fakie. Nollie backside flip, much harder, but it's possible. And this is where I think the biggest difference this year is gonna be in terms of popping tricks like this. Like if I can actually get these up, that's a huge improvement in my skating, which is cool at 34 to see significant improvement in certain areas of my skating. So right now, I'm trying to do all the same tricks I did fakie, but nollie. Why? That one is the hardest one to pop. I can do them fakie really well, pop them really high. Nollie, my brain's not there yet, but I think it is just technique more than power. Yeah, like that was way better. Way better. So yeah, it's just timing. I did the timer on the first try. Nollie front heel has been feeling pretty spicy. I've been good with that one. Historically, it's been a little harder for me, but I've been doing them consistent the last couple days. 2 in a row, happy about that. Now, this one is by far the hardest one, which is nollie back heel. Harder than even fakie for me. Not for most people, but for me, definitely. Problem with this one is you just gotta commit, and it's a little scary because it's the timing. You just gotta practice tricks. If you wanna be good at any trick, you just practice that specific trick a lot. Nollie back heel gets the least amount of attention, but I'm gonna commit first try because that's the highest chance of doing it. I missed the ground. I missed laying down. It's a really nice feeling. If you're wondering what happened there, I flipped it too slowly. When you do that, your body tries to stay in the air for a little bit longer. So you actually land with a lot more weight because you're starting to come down before you extend your legs. So if it flips slower, you're likely going to land and then squat too far and fall. So you gotta flip faster. This just feels fun. I'm enjoying every aspect of this. Okay, we're at 16 tricks. I wonder what the last 4 could be. Because honestly, doing what I did regular but switch, I just don't have that pop yet. I can't switch back heel that high, switch front heel. A little too awkward of a set of tricks. So I'm trying to think of 4 tricks that I can maybe do. Flip tricks. Fakie big spin, maybe fakie big flip. It's really hard for me to think of the next 3 because I think they're all gonna be ones that I have to just improve wholeheartedly. Like all the other ones came somewhat easier. This one I'm just gonna have to get good at it. Yeah, definitely. All right, almost first try. I haven't done that trick in so long, but for some reason it pops. That was a good one. All right, 2 more. Let's see. Oh, that hurt my toe. I love that the last 4 are so random, but we got 1 more trick. Part of me thinks nollie heel. Also, I used to skate Cherry Park a lot, and this skater called Luan Oliveira would just do him over this massive bench every try, and I'm like, all right, if he can do it over that, come on. Ooh. Ooh. Why is it flipping so fast? Why am I I'm having the opposite problem I have with the nollie back heel. Now it's just flipping so fast. So I'm trying to put my feet down too quickly and I'm hitting the rail on the way down. We went about 20 minutes over time. That's totally fine. I am feeling really good again on my board. Lower back is about 80%, I would say. Things are healing. That makes me happy. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. I wanted to end it here because I wanted to show you how beautiful this is. I'm just going for a walk and it's lovely. And right now I'm feeling a sense of appreciation for this life. And I hope that it translates a bit into these videos. I love to skate, I love to design, and I'm figuring out a way to be able to do both things full time. And it's just been fantastic. Very, very, very lucky. Yes, I do spend lots of hours trying to do the things I do, but it's always, always worth it. And I'm finding this perfect, peaceful life in the middle. That's always gonna have its ups and downs. But right now, I just wanted to show a bit of gratitude. And I hope that you enjoyed this. And I hope that I can be useful to you with any questions you have about skateboarding in the future, or fitness or anything, really. All right, thanks so much. Take care. Progress daily and Keep killing it.